Welcome to the Job Loss Lifeline Podcast with our Powerpod episodes, where we help American workers navigate the confusing world of job loss, layoffs, and career transitions with practical information and real-world guidance everyone needs to know. Listen to us today for a better tomorrow.
Introducing the #1 residual income career opportunity in America. Earn $100,000 a year in residual income, helping people with their financial, legal, health, and emotional problems. With our proprietary Job Loss Income Program, provides $3,000 in job loss income on top of state unemployment benefits, plus access to family health care and financial services benefits for about $1 a day if you lose your job, with no competition and an untapped national market for individuals, and is free to businesses. No selling. Consultants are needed nationwide to spread the word about this incredible program. We are not insurance. No license is needed. Financial freedom is just waiting for you. Live the life you deserve. Get your free opportunity ebook at www.yourpaymentguardian.org/ebook for more information, and to get started to own your future today. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Job Loss Lifeline Podcast. Powerpod 4. Can you qualify for unemployment if you are fired or terminated, even if you weren't laid off? With what you need to know, we help American workers navigate layoffs, unemployment benefits, workplace rights, and financial survival after losing a job. Today's question is one of the most misunderstood topics in America. Can you qualify for unemployment if you are fired or terminated, even if you weren't laid off? The short answer is yes, absolutely. Millions of Americans wrongly believe that unemployment benefits are only for workers who are laid off because of downsizing or company closures. In reality, every state has laws that may allow workers who are fired to receive unemployment benefits, depending on the circumstances. Let's explain how the unemployment system generally works. Let's get started with understanding state unemployment insurance. State unemployment insurance is a government program funded primarily through employer payroll taxes. Employees generally do not pay into the Unemployment Insurance Trust Fund directly. The program is designed to provide temporary income to eligible workers who lose their jobs through circumstances recognized under state law while they look for new employment. Although every state administers its own unemployment program, there are many similarities nationwide. Now, for more information you need to know, here is Angel Guardian with, what is the difference between being laid off and being fired?
Thanks, Vincent. This is Angel Guardian from the Job Loss Lifeline Podcast with, what is the difference between being laid off and being fired? A layoff usually means your employer eliminated your job because of lack of work, budget reductions, business closure, economic downturn, corporate restructuring, seasonal slowdown. In most cases, layoffs are not related to employee performance. A termination or firing means your employer ended your employment for reasons they believe relate to your performance, attendance, conduct, or another work-related issue. But here is the important point. Being fired does not automatically disqualify you from state unemployment benefits. Now let's look at the key question every state asks. When your unemployment claim is reviewed, the central issue is usually whether you lost your job because of disqualifying misconduct under your state's unemployment law. States generally separate terminations into two broad categories. Category 1, performance problems. Examples include, you weren't meeting production goals. You struggled to learn the job. You made mistakes. You lacked necessary skills. Your sales numbers were low. You simply weren't a good fit. But in many states, these situations alone do not automatically prevent unemployment eligibility because poor performance is often different from intentional misconduct. Now back to Vincent Faulkner for the next need-to-know information about the subject of misconduct.
Thanks, Angel. Now on to how a state may look at misconduct. Many states may deny benefits if the employer proves the worker engaged in misconduct as defined by state law. Examples may include repeated violation of company rules after warnings, theft, fraud, violence, working under the influence of drugs or alcohol, serious insubordination, intentional destruction of company property, repeated unexcused absences despite warnings, dishonesty related to employment. Keep in mind that every state defines misconduct differently. The next big question is, who has the burden of proof? When a worker files for unemployment, the employer is typically given an opportunity to respond. Depending on state law and the circumstances, the employer may need to provide evidence supporting the reason for the separation if they contest the claim. The unemployment agency reviews information from both parties before making a determination. Let's go back to Angel with the question every employee asks theirself when suffering a job loss.
Thanks, Vincent. It is the question every employee should ask theirself. Should you apply even if you were fired? The answer is absolutely. Many people assume they won't qualify and never file a claim. That can be a costly mistake. If you lost your job, it is generally worth filing an application and allowing the state agency to determine eligibility based on its laws and the facts of your case. Never assume you are automatically ineligible simply because you were terminated. Now, when you do apply, make sure everything you need is in order, starting with what information should you have ready. When filing your claim, you may be asked for your employer's name and address, dates of employment, your last day worked, your wages, the reason your employment ended, personal identification information, banking information if direct deposit is available. Answer all questions honestly and accurately. Moving on to our next need-to-know subject, back to you, Vincent.
Thanks, Angel. Now, this is more important than anything you do in regards to qualifying for unemployment benefits. Be honest during the process, never exaggerate, never guess, never intentionally leave out important information. If the unemployment agency contacts you for additional details, respond promptly and truthfully. Providing false information can lead to denial of benefits, repayment obligations, penalties, or other consequences under state law. So, what happens if your claim is denied? A denial is not always the end of the process. Most states provide an appeals process where you can request a review of the decision within a specified deadline. Appeals often involve presenting testimony, documents, or other evidence to an administrative hearing officer or similar decision maker. Missing an appeal deadline can make it much harder to challenge a decision. So pay close attention to any notices you receive. Now back to Angel for our last topic, that you need to know, and final thoughts.
Here we go. Remember to keep looking for work. If you are approved for benefits, most states require claimants to be able to work, be available for work, actively seek suitable employment. Unless a state-approved exception applies, certify eligibility on a regular basis. Failure to meet ongoing eligibility requirements can affect continued benefits. Time for our final thoughts. Losing your job is stressful, whether you were laid off or fired. But remember this important fact. Being terminated does not automatically mean you are disqualified from unemployment benefits. Every claim depends on your state's laws, the facts surrounding your separation, and the evidence reviewed by the unemployment agency. If you've lost your job, file your claim promptly, tell the truth, respond to requests for information, read every notice carefully. Learn your appeal rights if benefits are denied. Continue searching for work while your claim is pending if required by your state. You may have more options than you realize. With wrap up and closing out this episode, back to you, Vincent.
Thanks again, Angel, and thank you for joining us on the Job Loss Lifeline Podcast. Powerpod number 4. Can you qualify for unemployment if you are fired or terminated, even if you weren't laid off? If you found this episode helpful, share it with friends, family members, and coworkers. Understanding how unemployment benefits work can make a meaningful difference during a difficult transition. Until next time, America, stay informed, stay prepared, and remember, knowledge is one of your most valuable tools when navigating job loss. Now some words from our sponsor and the #1 career opportunity in the country creating success through helping others. When it comes to guarding yourself from financial harm due to unemployment, remember, use someone else's money so you don't have to burn up your income assets just to survive a job loss. For about $1 a day, you can receive up to $3,000 in job loss income, on top of state benefits plus access to family health care and financial services to help you get through this life-changing transition. Skip lunch at McDonald's once a month and protect what matters the most in your life, your family, home, and income. You'll be glad you did. Now, on to the #1 career opportunity nationwide, creating six-figure plus financial income success through helping others. Go to www.thejoblosslifeline.com. or www.yourpaymentguardian.org for more information or how to get enrolled.
Introducing the #1 residual income career opportunity in America. Earn $100,000 a year in residual income, helping people with their financial, legal, health, and emotional problems. With our proprietary Job Loss Income Program, provides $3,000 in job loss income on top of state unemployment benefits, plus access to family health care and financial services benefits for about $1 a day if you lose your job, with no competition and an untapped national market for individuals, and is free to businesses. No selling. Consultants are needed nationwide to spread the word about this incredible program. We are not insurance. No license is needed. Financial freedom is just waiting for you.